This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, a traveller completes the last leg of a 100,000 kilometre trip around the world in an electric car. About 800 birds are on show at the 135th Oamaru show at the weekend. And 8 young farmers pit their skills against each other in Bannockburn for the title of Young Viticulturalist of the Year. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Simon Anderson. A travelling Dutchman has finally completed the last leg of a 100,000 kilometre journey across the world in an electric car. He arrived in Bluff on Friday, having left Amsterdam 3 years ago, to showcase the advantages of sustainable mobility.
Finally arriving at the end of the road in Bluff, Dutchman Wiebe Wakker has driven this electric car all the way from Holland on a mission to promote EV technology as a viable means of transport.
So I want to do which really something that really speaks to the imagination, which is driving an electric car from Amsterdam to literally the other side of the world to show that it can be done.
Since 2016 he's driven across 34 countries, staying with a different host each night, which he says became a bit of a challenge.
For me the biggest challenge was the social aspect. Like every day I will move to someone, a new host, and so every day I have to tell the same story, answer the same questions, and I understand it, of course, and I'm happy to talk about that, but after a while it becomes a bit repetitive.
Wakker says a solution was to take time out from meeting and greeting strangers every day.
In Australia I would go to the outback or something to hide a bit from humans, and then I would go charge up myself and do it again.
He's planning to write a book about his journey and then start up a business with an environmental conscience.
I want to start a company which has something to do with sustainable delivery. So I have an idea to make delivery more social and friendly and sustainable. So that I think is going to be a new challenge chapter in my life.
Wakker's car, nicknamed the Blue Bandit, is set to return with him to the Netherlands, although probably by freight rather than road. In Invercargill, the South Today.
2 people have been left traumatised after being held at gunpoint and assaulted by masked men who broke into their Oamaru home over the weekend. Police aren't yet able to confirm whether 2 men caught on camera snooping around another Oamaru property less than 2 hours earlier are linked to the incident. The home invasion incident happened at around 5 a.m. on Saturday. 2 men wearing scarves over their faces gained entry to a property in Holmes Hill, holding the sleeping occupants at gunpoint and demanding money and drugs. The victims were later taken to Oamaru Hospital, where they were treated for moderate injuries. Around 800 birds were on show at the 135th Oamaru Poultry, Pigeon and Canary Society show over the weekend. Pigeons were banned, but geese were added to the flock for the first time.
Birds of many feathers flocking together at Oamaru's 135th annual bird show. Geese are the new birds on the block, and the Poultry, Pigeon and Canary Society president says they were welcomed with open wings.
So every year in the last 135 years we've held a show, and so this year we've got a new addition to the show. We've got geese here for the very first time in that time, and it's quite exciting. If you have a look around there later, you'll see that a big Chinese goose has won Best Waterfowl in Show, so that's a real thrill for the owner of that bird to have it the first time here and to win Best Bird, so it's pretty exciting for them.
Clint O'Brien says geese stepped up to the mark where pigeons were banned, in keeping with Poultry Society's guidelines, as there's a nasty illness affecting the population.
We've got an exotic disease that's come in from Australia in the last 6 months. It's a disease that's been in Aussie for about 3 years. We've been quite wary that it would eventually get here, and it has got here. So out of caution and respect to the breeders, as clubs, we've all decided unanimously to not have pigeons this year.
800 birds were entered in the competition, but O'Brien says if pigeons were allowed to enter, it would have put the total number of birds entered over the 1,000 mark. He says many of the types of fowl represented at the weekend's event have been in New Zealand since colonial times.
A lot of these breeds go right back to the early days, to the sailing ships, and they were brought into New Zealand by the early settlers, and people have loved them ever since, and are still showing them today, and there's really good competition here with some of the breeds.
4 geese were entered this year, and O'Brien says their appearance was so popular he expects their number to grow year on year. In Oamaru, the South Today.
Almost 2 years to the day after the historic bridge near Sutton was destroyed by a raging river, its replacement has officially been opened. About 100 Middlemarch locals gathered on the new $4 million Sutton Mount Ross Road Bridge on Saturday to celebrate and be among the first people to walk across it. The 19th century single-lane cable suspension bridge it replaced stood there for over 140 years, from 1875 until it was destroyed during the July 2017 floods. Until Saturday, farmers and other residents had to negotiate lengthy detours if they were wanting to cross the Tairi River. 8 young men and women pitted their skills against each other in Bannockburn recently for the title of Young Viticulturalist of the Year. Held at Otago Polytech's Central Campus, a representative from the Otago wine growing region emerged to compete against other regions later this year.
Trying to do the best job in the quickest time, under the watchful eye of judges. 4 young women and 4 young men, all aged under 30, competing for the coveted title of Young Viticulturist of the Year for the Otago region. The competition covers the wide range of skills a viticulturist needs to master.
So today they're doing pruning, tractor skills, trellising, budgeting, wine tasting, pest and disease, and an interview and irrigation.
One of the competition's challenges is horty sports, where competitors battle the clock while still trying to do the best job possible.
So horty sports is a quick race between all the contestants. Lots of little different challenges and points for the fastest, and also the person who can do the best job as well, not just speed.
The winners of each wine-growing region are set to compete to find a national champion to go up against those from other horticultural disciplines later this year.
The winner of that then goes on to the Young Horticulturist of the Year, which is between all the other horticulture industries, so landscape, nursery, fruit growing, vegetable growing, amenity horticulture, and compete for a big pool of national prizes.
This year's winner for Central Otago was Simon Gawley, who works as a vineyard manager in Cromwell. He's now set to compete against those from other wine regions in August. In Bannockburn, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we meet an inspiring Christchurch resident who's volunteering for a few organisations on top of her regular day job. See you after the break.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Hi, welcome to Alex Campbell Menswear. We have our 82nd birthday. Yes, we were established in 1937, would you believe? We've got a great deal, 25 to 50% off the lot. Everything's included, knitwear, shirts, bottoms, jackets. All our established brands and our brand new fashion labels.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
25 to 50% off the lot.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
It's too late to sow seed, but don't despair. Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Well, mate, I'm thinking about getting a new ute.
Maianor, welcome back. Christchurch volunteer Elizabeth Van Thiel has been recognised for her extensive contribution to the local community. Despite holding down a job, she gives her time helping out at a Dove charity bookshop, the local church and the SPCA. She's now received a Community Service Award for the good work she's done around the city.
No, I think there's more people volunteering. I think in New Zealand, you know, years ago, there wasn't a focus on volunteering. You became a club leader because you wanted to or because your family were involved. It wasn't actually called volunteering, it was called helping out. But now there's quite a focus on charities. And you know, you go to runs and you can run for a charity. We'll be doing the Buller Half Marathon next year, but not this year. Key down for, you know, make it a bit quieter for winter. Well, I'm helping with the Kids Fest book fair. That's for four churches, St Peter's, St Christopher's, St Paul's and St Martin's Church, who've provided the facility. The money all goes to various charities and I think it's a very worthy cause.
Well, Liz is one of our anchor people. She's a warden at St Paul's and Liz is one of those go-to people. If ever I've got a question or a problem or a hurdle to surmount, I'm on the phone to Liz and without fail. Liz is one of those people who can say, yep, I reckon we can fix this, or yes, here's a way forward. It brings a lot. Friendship, it brings, well, people like to read and they can't afford books. Self-worth. One lady said that that's on our volunteer roster on a Saturday. She's a reserve and she comes in very regularly, and she said, it's given me a life. She said, I was down in the dumps, I didn't have things to do, I got depressed. She said, but the bookshop has given me everything that I need. She was a librarian, and it's just given her that opportunity now to put back what she's learned. I don't just do help jobs, I do things that I enjoy as well. I love going to the Dove Bookshop, I enjoy going to church, and so if you enjoy doing things, you may as well do things that are going to benefit others as well.
She's been working here for many years and she organises all the volunteers for our Saturday roster. and it would just be a nightmare without her.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
It would.
No. Charity bookshop run by St Christopher's, and they invited people from St Paul's to help on a Saturday, which is how we became involved.
Because originally the shop was down on Riccarton Road, but it collapsed after the earthquake.
You get just mothers, fathers, you get people that, you know, can't afford any books, but they like to read, they like to teach their children. We had a man come from Vietnam and he bought $400 worth of books because he couldn't get English books in Vietnam. So he comes back annually and stocks up. But the jobs come and go. You take on more as you know, because I do work as well. I've got very understanding bosses who gave me the time to be able to do the other things that I want to do. I volunteer for the rabbits, for the SPCA. I just foster baby rabbits, mostly baby rabbits. This is Hamish. We started volunteering, fostering rabbits after we lost our own pet rabbit, and I wasn't ever going to have another one because it's too heartbreaking when something happens. But Holly and Hamish came along as fosters, and they were so bonded and so together that we decided to keep them so they could always stay together. So I just bring them home and have them here for anything from 2 to 6 weeks till they grow big enough to be fostered out or to be adopted out. I just love rabbits. I love pets. When we were little we had lots of pets. We had mice and guinea pigs and rabbits and cats and slow worms and all sorts of things. Everybody likes to be thanked. I mean, I know we do charity work for ourselves, but it's always nice to be recognised. It's lovely for people to have that.
After the break on the South Today, kids in or passing Waihola can't complain of boredom anymore with a new playground being opened. And we take a look at the weather.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, This technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Hi, welcome to Alice Campbell Menswear. We have our 82nd birthday. Yes, we were established in 1937, would you believe? We've got a great deal, 25 to 50% off the lot. Everything's included, knitwear, shirts, bottoms, jackets. All our established brands and our brand new fashion labels.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
25 to 50% off the lot.
Thanks for staying with us. University and Taieri are set to contest the Dunedin Premier Club Rugby Final at Forsyth Bar Stadium this weekend. Both semi-finals on Saturday ended with 10-8 scorelines under similar circumstances as wet weather made scoring difficult. Taieri hosted Green Island at Peter Johnston Park, with the visitors enjoying the lion's share of possession throughout the game, but they couldn't shake off the home team. Taieri loose forward Brodie Hume managed to slide his way over the line with just 10 minutes remaining, a successful conversion handing Taieri victory. In the other match, University hosted Harbour in what was a replay of last year's final. With seconds to go, replacement halfback Graham Urquhart spotted the gap and squeezed through to make it 8-all. Mike Williams' conversion sealed the win for Varsity. The final at Forsyth Bar Stadium is scheduled for 4:15 on Saturday. The small town of Waihola, just south of Dunedin, has upgraded the safety of its lakeside children's playground. Toddlers are now kept safer thanks to fencing erected by the enthusiastic local working group committed to improving the town.
Making the Lake Waihola playground safe for children of all ages to play in has been the goal of the members of the Waihola Looking Forward Committee, who spent Thursday finishing up their latest project, the installation of safety fencing for the playground. Committee Chairman Stu Mitchell says the group became concerned when recent earthworks left the playground very exposed.
Railway took out all the big meko carpers up the back there, and it was up the back playground pretty exposed for young kids. Yeah, the railway line is the biggest part, and of course the lake. It's just the little kids are 2-year-olds, somewhere they can be safe. That's all we want.
Over the past 4 weeks, many members and locals have turned up to help install the safety fencing.
Basically, on behalf of the Community Trust, gave us a donation. That's the local trust that was built up to build a new playground. They had $5,000 left there when it didn't go ahead, and we've used that for putting up the fence. And Waihola Looking Forward is doing the work on it.
This project is the latest in a long line of innovative community projects completed by this very active social group. The next project the Waihola Looking Forward Committee will be tackling is fundraising for new playground equipment to expand the activities on site. Lake Waihola, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A travelling Dutchman has finally completed the last leg of a 100,000 kilometre journey across the world in an electric car. About 800 birds were on show at the 135th Oamaru Poultry, Pigeon and Canary Society show over the weekend. And 8 young men and women pitted their skills against each other in Bannockburn recently for the title of Young Viticulturalist of the Year. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome Hayden Meikle.
Good evening, Simon. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Good, very good. And what a great day to be a New Zealand sports fan it is today. The netball, brilliant stuff. I don't know about you, but I wasn't quite game enough to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I almost wish I had. What a final. I caught the replay. Tomorrow we're going all out. Obviously it's going to be 24 hours since the game, but we've got a bit of a special package, an incredible front page. I've just seen the draft of it before coming in. I'd urge all sports fans and netball fans to get a copy of the ODT because it's a collector's item. Frame it, put it on your wall. We talked to Lois Muir, the legend herself, about what she thought about the final. We rate all the players, we've got an editorial, we've got all the latest reaction out of Liverpool. So trying to do justice, I guess, to quite a special moment in New Zealand sport. It was great.
That's right.
Baldwin Street, let's face it, Baldwin Street is something we will be writing about for an awfully long time. Dunedin's certainly not taking it lying down, losing the status of world's steepest street. We now have a local engineer writing to Guinness to challenge the measurements they used. Got a bit of a social media campaign going. This will not be the last we hear of Baldwin Street and whether it is the steepest street in the world. And speaking of social media, and Simon, I'm sure you know all about this, the ORC, the Otago Regional Council, is actually slightly nervous about this Storm, the Dundas Street Bridge construction.
I did catch it on my feed, yes.
Event. Rather interesting. You know, whether they take it too seriously or not, it seems like one of those things the young ones sort of sign up to but nothing happens. But nevertheless, the sheer feedback that page has garnered means they need to take it a little bit seriously. So interesting yarn. We'll have some thoughts from the ORC on tomorrow's paper, along with all sorts of other interesting bits and pieces.
Very good. That's great, Hayden. Thank you very much. And time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view of the forge at the fitting room at Dunedin's Gasworks Museum. Looking at the situation, mostly light airflows and rather humid stagnant air are set to bring plenty of low cloud but not much rain. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a cloudy day and 14 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are also due to have a few clouds and 15 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, clouds and 12 degrees for Kaikoura, and it's going to be wet. Planned for 11 degrees and grey skies in Christchurch and 10 degrees for Ashburton. To the southern towns, Balclutha, the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore can all expect light northerlies, some cloud and 10 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes, Queenstown and Wanaka are in for light winds, some cloud and 8 degree highs. Alexandria, you can expect light winds, some cloud and 9. Tiano, you're due to be the warmest of the bunch with light northerlies, some cloud and 10 degrees. Looking to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect light northeasterlies, cloudy skies and 10 degrees. Further inland, Omarama and Twizel are due for light winds, some cloud and 8 degree highs. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with light winds and an overnight low of 7 degrees. Cloudy tomorrow, but the cloud breaks a little in the afternoon with a few sunny periods possible, a high of 10 and a low of 7. Morning low cloud clearing and long sunny periods developing on Wednesday with moderate northeasterlies. 11 will be the high and 7 the low. And in Invercargill, mostly cloudy tonight with southerlies and an overnight low of 6. Cloud clearing tomorrow and long sunny periods developing during the afternoon with light winds. A high of 10 and a low of 7. Low cloud morning and night on Wednesday, but sunny periods and high cloud by day. Looking at a high of 12 and a low of 7. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening and week. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.